Alright, hey, what's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Jacob Jones here, and I just want to welcome you guys to another Mr. Uncut 12 conversation, man, and go ahead and drop this new video on you guys. So, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I really want to address one of the biggest topics that I really feel important about. That's trust and communication. And, I always start off with the video with a question, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot another question at you guys. Think about this. People that we interact with, people that we engage with every day, loved ones, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, significant others, anybody, teachers, co-workers, people just in our community. Do we feel like that we can communicate with them well? Do we feel like that we can trust them well? I feel like communication and trust, any type of relationship is very key. That's super, super important. Like, I'll use some examples. Like, for me, I work. And, I go to work every day, and, I try to have a good communication with my coworkers about, hey, look, this is what I need. I need this paperwork. Did you send this file? Did you complete this packet? Kind of things like that, to be able to where, we can have a strong communication level. I also feel, too, that, that's very important. It could be with your family, like, my mom's, and, me and her communicate very well. We talk every day, and I always try to listen, and I feel like that she can really trust me, and vice versa. I love my moms, and I always know I can go for anything, and I feel like that's important. And even if we out and about, like whether we go to our neighborhood grocery store, or we're communicating with the cashier, do I got my change right? Did you ring up everything? If I go into a restaurant or a food place. Like, matter of fact, I just came out from Chick-fil-A, earlier today. Like, imagine, I make sure, is my food right, stuff right, want to make sure it's got the right person, and stuff like that. Like, you just want to make sure, and you got to be able to communicate and be able to build that trust. And I feel like the communication is the first big step before anything. Like, I'll use it for couples, simple things. Well, not even couples. Before I get to that, like, simple things, like, take out the trash, or let me communicate with you, like, hey, look, I need you to pick me up at this time, like, might get out early, so come like 20 minutes early. And you're communicate with me to do those things. And I feel like that's when trust kicks in. Like, say for example, right, my mom's telling me, hey, son, take out the trash. All right, got you, no problem. I do it, cool. She can trust me. Hey, look, I know he's going to get the trash whenever he looks like he's full. I don't have to keep repeating myself. I know what'll happen. Things like that. Also, you can give an example like, hey, look, say, you picking Bay up from somewhere, or whoever, homeboy, whatever. Hey, man, look, Jacob, man, look, I need you to be there at this time. Pick me up, try to come, like, somebody be like, hey, man, look, man, you don't mind picking me up from this meeting, man, at 6:30? All right, I'm gonna try to be there like 6:15. Try to be there early, because you ain't know what's gonna pop off, what might happen. I ain't gotta be fighting or squeezing for no parking spot. So things like that, those are key. And just the biggest thing, just being able to, communicate. And once those things kick in, we know that we can trust those people. Like, man, you know what? I feel like I can trust them, good things. Like, even for me, like, you can ask people for money. And, I talked to one of my homeboys, there was times I've asked him for, some money here and there, when I was kind of going through a rough patch. And, he was kind of like, man, I'll keep giving it to you, but, the good thing is you pay me back. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, because we're communicating like, hey, such and such, hey, man, can I, give me, borrow $20, $40, give me through the week? Like, yeah, man, I got you, bro, ain't no problem. Or can I get a ride? And, on his end, I'm ready whenever he pull up, or, if he give me money, he trusts me, to be able to do it again, because I always give it back to him whenever I say it is. And, that's very important, because you got to understand two things I've always learned. You got your name, you got your word. When people say your name, what resonates? What shakes their conscience to be like, okay, is this somebody that's got a good reputation? Is this somebody that I can trust and communicate well? You got your name, you got your word. Can I trust you? Can I make sure, like, simple things like, hey, man, look, this between me and you, man. Like, this between us. Like, hey, look, I got this going on. Like, man, I did this, that. You gotta kind of, like, you gotta build that. And I feel like you got to be able to communicate with people and be able to, you know, build that. And I think that's so, so important because I look at, you know, especially like I'm basing a lot of this stuff of like my, you know, real life examples. Like sometimes I feel like that I communicate well, but I feel like others don't communicate with me well. I remember, like I'll give you guys a real life example. You know, I don't particularly want to use this example, but I'm gonna give it an example just to give you guys a real concept. I remember I was in a relationship. This was back in like 2016, yeah. And the girl I was with at the time was very upset because, you know, I would joke around. Like I'm a very jokey person. I know you guys only recognize me from these videos, but I'm a very jokey person. And I remember we were together, and you know, I used to always joke around like, man, because me and her went to the same school, and you know, we used to live on campus. Well, she lived on campus, I was living off campus. So you know, sometimes I'd be like, man, yeah, I'm about to go to my side piece house, stuff like that. I used to say it in a joking manner, and you know, she pulled me aside. She was like, look, I don't like that. Can you please stop that? And I was like, okay. Because, you know, I always told myself, like, especially when it came to relationships, like, hey, if you say something, please, hey, don't do this. Okay, cool. She said, don't do the side piece jokes anymore. I said, never brought them up again. So, you know, that is a very, you know, concrete example of communicating. Okay, I want you to trust me that it's not going to come up again. Didn't come up again. So, you know, those are examples of like that, of where that can happen. You know, other examples can be like, you know, trying to think, like kind of relationship wise or relatability wise, like you at work, right? Man, you know, some coworkers, man, they ain't gonna do it for you. Some, you be like, man, look, you tell homeboy to do something here, do it. Like me, like, you know, I'm new. I just recently started a new job a couple months back, and I'm still adjusting with that. But, you know, if my coworkers ever call me or, you know, well, most of these been giving me new boxes because I'm only a guy primarily in the office. So I've been moving like a lot of boxes and stuff. Or if they need me, like somebody call me, hey, I need you to come down. Ain't no problem. I'll be right there, boom, like that in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just got to be able to, you know, build and grow and be able to trust. I even look at it, you know, as we go further in life, like for anybody, you know, family members, friends, we just got to be able to communicate. Like, for me, if I'm in a relationship, you know, right now, you know, like for me, like if I'm with somebody, this is just me. Like, I don't want her to, you know, hold stuff in, like, oh, I'm gonna just hold it in and let him figure it out. Like, I'm a psychology major. I'm not a mind reader. If I was, I wouldn't be making these videos to you guys. But you know, the biggest thing is just like, you know, basically just you know, I want her to be able to communicate with me. Like, if she needs some time, baby, I need some time. You know, babe, I don't need you to do this. I need you to pick it up here. Like, things like that. Like, just let me know so that way you can build trust with me. Because if I'm giving you my word and I fall back on my word, then that's going to have me looking bad. You're going to look at me sideways. And now she's going to be like, well, dang, I gave him my word. Like, if you work, right? Man, you know what? Your supervisor come at you. Hey, pick it up. Pick it up. You know, Mr. Jones, I expect you to do this, expect you to do that. All right, you ain't doing it. Look, you're not picking it up. You're not catching things. You're going to have to let you bounce. Like, it's possible. Those are things that can happen. That's a reality. You know, and I look at other things like, you know, is that simple things. Like, man, you could be at home. Man, you know, like growing up, like your parents. Like, I remember, I look at kids now. Man, they got iPhones and stuff like that at young ages. And I remember I was growing up, I was like, man, I had a track phone. Man, I remember I had to buy minutes on that, and them things be going out so quick and all that, man. That junk was hard, man. Like, that junk was crazy. But, you know, it gave me the opportunity to, you know, just be able to at least build the trust within my minds to be like, okay, he can handle this. You know, he can handle getting a new phone. Like, that's just how it was. But now, you know, people are giving stuff, and I feel like, you know, it's got to be a level of trust. You got to be able to communicate. Like, I can look at it from a relation standpoint. Like, say we, we have a baby. Like I have a baby with a girl, right? We communicate, babe, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I make sure, man, when the baby come, I'm gonna do this. And do it. That's gonna be looking sideways. That's gonna be looking crazy. And because if you say say me and a girl together, right? We have a baby, and and she'd be like, "You gonna start working? You gonna start doing this?" I'm be like, "Yeah, I got you. I don't do it. Now she's losing trust in me, confidence. The communication's gonna be off because she's like, I can't trust him now. I can't build anything with him, and that's huge. But I also feel like that communication is changing now. Technology has really changed the way we communicate. I have the iPhone 8, which I'm recording off of, and I've got this right here, iPhone 5C, but all my music is on here. But I mean, everything now is through social media. Literally off my phone, I can order food, I can shop, everything. I can communicate through social media. Now everything's just taking over. Everybody has the voice. The way we communicate is just different. And maybe what we trust, what we build, maybe think is just different now. I feel like, honestly, now I feel like I communicate with my friends more than I do social media than actually literally over the phone. It's friends that I will hit up on social media, hey, congratulations, happy birthday. And I got their number, but they can't text me back. And I just be like, wow. And that's different because the way we communicate is so different. And I feel like there's lack of communication too. I remember, matter of fact, about a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, I was in Colombia, one of the friends of mine. We went out for dinner. And, we were just chilling, having a good time. We just having it out and, just kind of just catching up, just trying to see how life is with them. I remember waiting to get seated, right? Me and her were talking. We cool, we friends, we kicking it, we talking. Man, I look over, it's a couple. I'm assuming they a couple. They both looking down at their phones. I'm like, what? But y'all right next to each other. I don't understand. I remember, and then we sit down, we eating, we talking, we just catching up, having to look over. It's a couple, literally, on their phone like this, head down on their phone. I'm like, what? Y'all are sitting right in front of each other. Your phone is that important? And that communication is crazy because then now I feel like the way we communicate, it creates a lack of trust because everything's so digitally, and now I feel like it creates friction because if you can respond quicker on social media than you can do real life, it makes me kind of question can I trust you if some things go down or if I really, really need you? Because I feel like it's right here. To me, it's much easier to hit somebody on Snapchat or on Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram than it is texting them or calling them, to be honest with you. They'll get to you back a lot quicker. And I mean, that junk is crazy. And I just feel like it just eradicates the trust. And I mean, I'm not trying to sound old or, this 50-year-old man, get off my lawn. But I mean, the amount of time that we put our heads in our phones, we don't communicate anymore. I'm like, that's crazy. Our phones are that important. They are the way we communicate now. And I'm just like, if I'm sitting in front of somebody, FYI, if I'm on a date with somebody or even out, they on their phone more than looking at interacting with you, we got problems. Whether y'all friends, dating, married, whatever, that's a problem. Your phone ain't that important. That junk is crazy, but the way we communicate have changed. Life has changed. We just have to be able to adjust. And trust takes a hit with that. I gotta be able to trust you. Like I said, you got your word, you got your name. Can I trust you? Can I make sure if I say this to you, will it fall? It's kind of in and out. It's line and line. And I feel like that we've got to be able to communicate well and build that trust with people. Because I feel like this right here. If I can't trust you and I can't communicate with you, we have no relationship. There is no respect between us. Because I've got to be able to give you strong communication and give you my word that things are going to be able to come together. And I feel like as a society, We've got to grow. And I understand, yes, technology is great and it's there and it's a blessing. We have to adapt and develop. But let's not lose sight, though. Let's not let this technology overtake us. We're still human beings. We still have to interact and we have to communicate. If we can continue to do that and build, it'll be something great. And I feel like that's so, so important because we got to build those bonds and we have to grow and develop as people, because if we don't, it's going to be our downfall. I feel like people that have to continue to do that, people have to be smart and grow and be smart and just develop, communicate with me. Let me know. Don't hold it in. Y'all, just let me explain. When it comes to communicating and trust, don't hold stuff in. Let me know. Let me know so I can trust you to know you're willing to open up to me. You're willing to build something with me. You're willing to be able to put my trust in me, knowing that I know from my end, you'll communicate, you care about me, and what I think is important. So that's just one of the biggest things I want to get across to y'all. Please, let's communicate more. Let's trust each other more. Let's build these bonds. Let's show each other the respect that we deserve. Like, hey, look, I got your back no matter what. So, hey, man, look, I appreciate you guys checking out this video, man. As always, man, please subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. Also, man, turn on notifications so that way you'll know when the next video is posted. And also like it, man. I really would appreciate all the support. Man, thank you.